Hi, my name is Deepak Kamath. I am the first fastest to circumnavigate the world.
This is Sudhir. 9 years, 17 states, 2 countries. I'm a motorholic.
Hi, I'm Dilip Bhatt here. Been traveling all over India for the last 1 decade.
Three bikers decided to take Indian motorcycling to the next level on an expedition that had never been attempted on an Indian motorcycle before. The Trans-Siberian Odyssey, world's toughest journey.
Motorcycling adventure in India has been largely limited to Ladakh.
We have been to Ladakh multiple times, and it was time, I guess, we had to look something beyond it.
I always wondered, why can't we Indians go out and explore the world and put the tricolor on the map somewhere?
This time I wanted to do something which no Indian or an Indian bike has ever ventured into. Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and into Russia.
This hyperride was filled with treacherous terrains, from snow, clay, sand, mud to bones.
Dominar felt like the wholesome package that could do it. It had all the essences that we needed for this ride. The ride power, the build, the way it handled around the curves. The build quality was solid so that, even if we push it through hard, it was not going to budge down.
And after 53 days and over 15,600 kilometers, with no part changes or breakdowns, Dilip, Sudhir, Deepak created history on the Dominar.
We had to fly our bikes to Tashkent, from where the actual journey started.
With their Dominars ready for the Odyssey, the three hyper riders saddled up and got straight to business. Highway M41, Tajikistan, home of the notorious Pamir Highway, a part of the old Silk Route. This stretch of 2,000 kilometers links Uzbekistan to Kyrgyzstan and is heavily damaged in places by erosions, earthquakes, and avalanches. No wonder they also call it the road from hell.
It's one of the highest, most treacherous international highways in the world. You have a steep gorge, which is almost about 200 feet drop, and on one side you have the mountains which are constantly throwing away landslides. One wrong turn and you're down.
Desolate stretch of hundreds of kilometers. Our best friends were just our bikes.
Power delivery was so linear that you don't slip out on any of those loose stones. You just have the right ample power coming in with the throttle input that you're giving it.
Through the struggle, the riders made it past the old Silk Road. Along the scenic journey through Kyrgyzstan, the riders took a moment to take it all in at the Issyk-Kul Lake.
Hello.
500 kilometers.
Bigger than Bangalore.
From there, they set course for the next big stop. 2,000 kilometers later, the riders had infiltrated Kazakhstan and went straight off to conquer their next big milestone, the Sharon Canyon. 100 meters of 45-degree drops and painfully steep inclines. But that wasn't enough to stop the riders from taking their chances.
Let's try take one bike down, man. Even if you have to struggle to take it down.
Why you think about the practical?
It was full of small pebbles where you could, even if you brake, you just keep sliding down all the way.
They have had bad experiences there. The region has been, called off for motorcycles.
Going down was indeed risky. Slightest mistake can be quite fatal. I had to ask my team to kind of help me zoom down into the 3-kilometer long valley of castles. The biggest criteria that, we have the road of bones to go. What in case we have a breakdown in the Sharon Canyon?
Not only had the risk paid off, but it also set another huge record in Indian motorcycling. The Dominar became the only Indian motorcycle to have scaled down into the Sharon Canyon.
Suspensions were absolutely working the way I wanted it to. The dual-channel ABS to control the roll of the bike. I don't think I needed anything more. A thrilling experience because scaling down the gorge was a massive challenge.
Having experienced riders' hell through the Pamir highway and all through Kazakhstan, the three were now in riders' paradise. Altai Krai, Russia.
First time since we left India, the Dominars got to see such beautiful roads.
Just one crossing of the border and it all felt different and special.
Cruise machine was actually put into use here.
We were constantly doing about 100 and 120 kilometers an hour. It actually felt like a sports bike. The ABS was right there, so we had that confidence that the corner, if you had to brake, we were never going to lose control.
The bike gave us enough confidence that we could just generously twist the throttle and just zoom on.
The trio were riding on the most beautiful road on the Odyssey. They took it all in and were hyper riding all the way to Mongolia. Getting to Mongolia was the easy part, but the road back home was long. With little time to waste, the boys headed to take on the frigid roads of Siberia. Kolyma Highway, or as it is popularly known, the Road of Bones.
The Road of Bones has been on my radar for the last 2 years.
One of my friends had told me that you'll be able to do this Road of Bones only if you're really worthy of it.
The happiness when we saw that M56, I was actually speaking to my motorcycle saying that we were already here.
Laid over the bones of the forced laborers who died constructing it. Today, the treacherous highway stands in their memory.
Old Summer Road is the biggest challenge for any adventure motorcyclist.
You can call it a torture test for a machine. We were actually told by multiple people that is the graveyard that you're getting into.
On this leg of the journey, it was extremely freezing, but fortunately the bikes never let us down. Thanks to the monoshock in the rear, balances out the weight of the bike so well, the handling is perfect.
This is where I kind of started respecting the Dominar. The way it managed to blend across the different terrains.
The road was merciless, but the riders persevered and kept their eyes on the prize. The riders kept the spirit alive and arrived into Tonto with a chest full of pride. The Dominar was the first Indian motorcycle to set its tires here. Riding through different terrains for over 15,600 kilometers in 53 days.
All this without a support system.
Not a single day of break or a spare part change.
This itself speaks volumes about the man and a machine match.
The Dominar has done what no Indian bike has ever accomplished, changing the face of Indian motorcycling forever.
It's that once in a lifetime kind of an experience.
We are proud of completing the world's toughest expedition.
The kind of success that we have tasted, I am now a complete hyper rider.